very happy morning to all.
Happy morning, sir.
So we have completed the chapter levy and collection of CGST. Shall we have a very quick recall?
Yes, sir.
Section 9 classified into how many categories?
5 categories.
9 subsection 1, 9 subsection 2, 9 subsection 3, 9 subsection 4, 9 subsection 5. 9 1, 9 2, 9 3, 9 4, 9 5. If you check section 9 is a 3 concept. Number 1 forward charge, number 2 reverse charge, number 3 eco charge. Right? Forward charge classified into 2 category, 9 subsection 1 and 9 subsection 2. What is 9.1? Levy and collection of CGST. What is 9.2? Levy of CGST on petroleum products. Shall we recall section 9 subsection 1? Together, there shall be levied a tax called Central Goods and Services Tax on all intra-state supply of goods or services or both, except on the supply of alcoholic liquor for human consumption, on the value determined under section 15 and at such rate not exceeding 20% as may be notified by the government on the recommendation of the council, and collected in such manner as may be prescribed, shall be paid by the taxable person. Right? 9 subsection 2 levy of CGST on. What is the shortcut ANM? CGST on the supply of high-speed diesel, petroleum crude, motor spirit, aviation turbine fuel, natural gas shall be levied with effect from such date as may be notified by the government on the recommendation of the council. In short, the levy under 9 subsection 1 is subject to the provisions of 9 subsection 2. Right? Yes, shall we move to the second concept?
Yes,
which is NH charge. 9.3 is NH charge mechanism. Notified reverse charge mechanism. 9.4 is reverse charge mechanism on notified. That is RCM from unregistered person. Right?
Yes,
9.3 the government may, on the recommendation of the council, by notification, specify category of supply of goods or services or both, and the tax on which shall be paid on reverse charge basis by the recipient of such goods or services or both, and all provisions of this act shall apply to such recipient as if he is the person liable to pay tax in relation to supply of such goods or services or. Are you all really with me?
Yes,
reverse charge means the liability to pay tax by the dash of supply.
Recipient of supply.
Of what or what or what?
Goods or services or both.
Instead of the supplier of such goods or services or both under dash 3 or dash 4 of the Dash Act, or under section dash or dash of the IGST Act. Sir, reverse charge is applicable for both goods as well as services. Goods is cashew nut. Yes, service are girls. Yes, sir, reverse charge is to be paid through electronic ledger. Even though you are having balance available in electronic credit ledger, that amount cannot be utilized to pay the RCM liability. You have to pay from your pocket through electronic. Comfortable? Yes, shall I move to 9 subsection 4? Yes, sir, this is RCM from unregistered person. RCM from
unregistered person.
Recall the provision. The government may, on the recommendation of the council, by notification, specify a class of registered person who shall in respect of supply of specified category of goods or services or both received from an unregistered person, pay the tax on reverse charge basis as the recipient of such supply of goods or services or both, and all provisions of this act shall apply to such recipient as if he is the person liable for paying the tax in relation to such supply of goods or services or both. Right?
Yes, sir.
We are having 9353 notification.
Yes, sir.
We are having 9454 notification.
Yes, sir.
Sir, we are having 9555 notification.
Yes, sir.
Shall we recall the 9454 notification?
Yes, sir.
Sir, the registered notified person is only builder or promoter, correct?
Yes, sir.
Sir, if they are getting inward supply of the promoter or Builder, class 1 how many category? 2 category, inputs and input services and capital. You have to check whether they have purchased or received from, sir, more than or equal to from any person. Then 9.4 RCM, 5.4 RCM will not be. Purchased or received from registered person more than, sir, less than etna percentage? Then 9.4, 5.4 RCM will be. That means what 9.4 or 5.4 is saying that at least 80% should be purchased from a. If they purchase at least 80% from a, you have to check the balance 20%. It does not constitute cement. If it constitutes cement, then RCM will be applicable. Otherwise, RCM will not be. With regard to capital goods, purchase from registered person, GST taxable at what? Purchase from unregistered persons, sir, GST is payable at the applicable rate under RCM, under 9.4 or 5.4 as the. So I am coming to situation number 1. Purchased or received from registered person more than or equal to etna person? So if you purchase more than 80% from a registered person, that means the remaining 20% you have purchased from. You have to scrutinize that 20%. You have to check whether that comprises of what or what. If it is cement, then 9454 RCM will be applicable. GST is payable at RCM at the rate of. If it is other than cement, my dear lovable students, GST is not payable at. Circumstance number 2. Sir, that promoter has purchased or received from registered person less than etna person? That means the balance goods have been purchased from. That means that you have to check it too. That means 80% at least varno ana 60% தான் நீங்க என்ன பண்ணிருக்கீங்க? Purchase பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. அப்ப அங்க ஒரு 20% short இருக்கு. அந்த 20% short up to 80%. இன்னும் 80% ஆவணும்னா எத்தனை percent? Other end up இது cement other than cement. If it is cement, GST is payable under RCM at the rate of எத்தனை percent? Other than cement, GST is payable under RCM at the rate of. Now you have tallied up to 80%. You have made it equal as if you have purchased from a registered. Now in excess of 80% up to 100%, how much percent is that? So beyond 80%, the remaining 20%, you have to check cement and if it is cement, GST payable under RCM at the rate of. Sir, other than cement, RCM will not be applicable. Comfortable? Yes, sir. We are having an exemption under section 11. We are having a exemption under section. For section 9.4 or 5.4, we are having an exemption under section 11. Sir, intra-state supply. Tell me. Intra-state supply. Received by a tax deductor from any dash supplier. Exempt from GST. That means what 9.4 is saying that if the supplier is a registered person and recipient is a registered person, recipient is a person liable to pay GST on reverse charge basis under 9.4 or 5.4 as the right man. But I have taken registration only for the purpose of deducting TDS. Hello sir. Yes, sir. Under section N1 51. Hello. Yes, then 9.4 will not be. The same provision was there for GTA also. Yes sir. Yes sir. If GTA is providing service to a person who has taken registration solely for the purpose of deducting TDS under section 51. Hello. Yes sir. RCM will not be. The same way. Dash state supply. Intra-state supply of what or what or what? Goods or services or both. Received by a deductor under section what? From a dash supplier is exempt from the whole of central tax leviable thereon under section what for? 9.4. Subject to the condition that the deductor is not liable to be registered otherwise than under section 24 clause 6. This is the section 24 clause 6. Section 24 is compulsory registration. So I am liable to take registration only for the purpose of TDS. I am not liable for registration for any other purpose under this act. So I have taken registration only for the purpose of TDS. And I am getting supply from a unregistered person. Then for those guy 9454 RCM will not be. Are you all really with me? It is fully exempted under section. That means the summary of 9 subsection 4 is 4 points, my dear lovable students. Are you all really with me? Yes, supplier should be a dash person. A recipient should be a specified registered person. Yes, they have specified for our examination. The specified person is promoter, and the supply should be specified supply of what or what or what? Cement, and other than cement is the specified supply of what or what or what? Then the person liable to pay GST is the registered recipient who are situated in taxable territory, correct?
Yes, sir.
But if that person has taken registration solely for the purpose of deducting TDS under section 51, it is wholly exempt under section 11, my dear lovable students. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Sir, so we have already read this analysis of 9.4. Tax under reverse charge is payable by notified class of any person on notified category of dash state supply of what or what or what received by such registered person from any supplier. Similarly, under section 5.4 of the Enact, tax under the reverse charge is payable by the notified class of any person on notified category of state supply, interstate supply of what or what or what received by such a registered person from a supplier. So the recipient paying tax on reverse charge basis on account of affecting dash supply from yar kittande should issue a invoice. Avanga enna raise panni avano? Because supplier naale invoice raise panna mudiyadu, because they are, you are in respect of goods or services or both at the time of receipt of goods or services. Comfortable? Yes, coming to the 9.5, enna commerce operator. The government may, on the recommendation of the council, by notification specify category of services, the tax on intra-state supply of which shall be paid by the e-commerce operator if such e-commerce services are supplied through it. And all provisions of this act shall apply to such e-commerce operator as if he is the person liable for paying the tax in relation to supply of. Right? 9.5 la enna illa? Enna mattunda irukku. So it is important to note that this exception is carved out only in respect of supply of through a enna commerce operator, and will not be applicable or relevant to supply of any goods through a enna commerce operator. Are you comfortable? Yes, sir. We are having a specific notification under 9.5. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Which is happy services at restaurant. Yes, sir. H stands for, A stands for, P stands for passenger transportation services. But it is having a new exception, which are omnibus. If that omnibus service is provided by a company, then FCM will be applicable. If omnibus service is provided other than company, then RCM or eco charge will be applicable. Eco charge will be applicable. Matikita pangu, correcta? Right. Happy services at a restaurant. Are you really with me? Yes, sir. So, sir, eco is the person liable to pay GST. Under 9.5 or 5.5 as the, this is important, man. If that e-commerce operator is having a physical presence in the taxable territory, if they are having a, because there is no need that e-commerce operator should have a physical presence in any territory. If they are having a physical presence in, e-commerce operator is liable to pay tax. E-commerce operator is liable to pay tax. Sir, if the e-commerce operator does not have a physical presence in, because e-commerce operator sir online liye irkalam, avangalukku enna irukanunu avasiyam illa, physical presence irukanunu. In case avangalukku physical presence irukuna yaar tax kattipa? In case avangalukku physical presence illena, any person representing such yara for any purpose in the taxable territory liable to pay GST. Are you all really with me? Appo and the e-commerce operator ku physical presence irkalam, and the e-commerce operator ku physical presence illam irkalam. Next one, e-commerce operators neither in a presence nor any representative in a territory. ஆளையே காணோம், பேய் மாதிரி புகை மாதிரி. e-commerce operator physical presence இல்ல. e-commerce operator shall யார இந்த எங்க for tax purpose, and such person shall be liable. Sir, as per section 9(5) or 5(5), we have understood that for happy services at restaurant, e-commerce operator is the person liable to pay GST. Since the person is a commerce operator, we are having a problem. The problem is they may have physical presence, they may not have physical presence, they may not have physical presence, and they may not have any representative in the... Sir, if they have physical presence, who will pay the GST? Sir, they don't have physical presence. Representative. Any representative. Are you really with me? Sir, e-commerce operator has neither physical presence nor any representative. They should appoint a person for the purpose of payment of GST under 9(5) or 5(5) as the... I will give you certain examples, my dear lovable students. You have to tell me the answer. Manoj, a taxi driver, is supplying services through Ola. Is eco charge applicable, not applicable? Yes, the service is notified under 9(5). E-commerce operator is liable, right? That means Ola is liable for payment of GST under 9(5) or as the... Now you have to check whether that Ola is having any physical presence, not having physical presence. Hello, sir. Rahul, a plumber, provided service through Urban Clap. Hello, sir. Is it a notified services? Yes, sir. Yes, the service is notified under section what 5? Eco is liable if the service supplier is unregistered. Because when you check the notification, my dear lovable students, they will say a word that except. They will say a word that what? Except. They will say a word that except. Are you really with me? That means if the service provider is liable to take registration under section 22, hello, then eco charge will not be applicable. The forward charge will be applicable, right? But that except concept is not there for service of transportation of passenger. For passenger, always, sir, Ola, Uber is the person who are liable to pay GST. That is eco will be applicable. Appreciate Pandriya? So this word carries a lot of meaning, man. Sir, if the supplier is unregistered. Because if the supplier is registered, eco charge will not be fantastic to the core. Sir, Anirudh, a carpenter, provided service through Energy. So House Joy is a app, man. So through that House Joy, Anirudh is providing any services. Is it a notified services? Yes, sir. Who is the person liable to pay GST? Provided Anirudh is a... Yes, the service is notified under 9(5). Eco is liable if the service is unregistered. Are you able to appreciate? Yes, sir. Pawan Kalyan is running a hotel through Oyo Rooms. Hello, sir. Yes, is, sir, Oyo Rooms e-commerce operator? Yes, sir. Is this service a notified service? Yes, sir. This service, if you are a supplier of 9353, you will fall under section 23. You will fall under section 23. Because person not liable for registration. GTA is not liable for registration. Insurance agent is not liable for registration. Yes or no? Or girls are not liable for. That means, sir, 9353 is equal to 23. Person not liable. So if you are a supplier of, are you able to place it? If you are a supplier of 9353, you are not liable for registration as per section 23. Whereas, if you are a recipient of 9353, if you are a recipient of 9353, you have to fall in section 24 in a registration. At that time, you should not argue that my threshold limit has not exceeded for registration. Why I have to take the registration? You have to take compulsory registration. You have to take. Anyway, this problem won't be there for 94 or 54 because 94 or 54 is already a registered person. Yes, sir. Appaga compulsory registration thiruppi edukka vendiya. So I am withdrawing this part now logically. Are you all ready with me? So person required to pay tax under enna charge. This point should cover only what 3 or what 3 are required to obtain what? Under the GST, whether or not they make any what supply. And without having regard to the what all limit. That is in case of notified goods or services. This notified goods or services means girls services. Are you all really with me?
Yes, sir.
So the supplier of girls are not liable to take registration. The recipient of girls are compulsory liable to take registration. Under section NF4. 24. The next ones are composition supplies being recipient of supply on which dash is payable. On NH charge basis. We'll have to remit tax at the NR rate and not the concessional composition tax rate. Section 10 is composition levy. Yes, composition levy is a concessional tax rate, either 1% or 5% or 1% as the that we will be discussing in the composition levy chapter. Hello sir. Yes, sir. If you are a composition dealer, and you are receiving 9(3) or 5(3) services, you are liable to pay GST on reverse charge basis, right? Yes, sir. Your composition tax rate may be 1%. Hello sir. Yes, sir. But RCM tax rate is not 1%. RCM tax rate is the rate applicable, which may be 5% or whatever the rate they are saying. Hello sir. Yes, sir. So I am linking reverse charge with the composition. Are you really with me? Yes, so if you are a recipient of if you are a composition dealer and if you are receiving what or what, when you are paying RCM, don't pay at the composition rate, pay the tax at the RCM rate. Hello sir. Yes, sir, this registration only we are going to do as one chapter. This composition only we are going to do as. So after that, when you are revising all this, everything will be a familiar one for you. The recipient paying tax on NH charge basis should issue a dash voucher at the time of making payment to the supplier. That means, sir, unregistered person is there, correct? Yes, sir. I am a registered person or I have to take compulsory registration, right? Yes, I will pay the consideration to the service supplier. Hello, sir. Yes, then I have to issue a document called as ENA voucher. This is covered in tax invoice chapter. Section 31 is tax invoice, right? Yes, we are connecting RCM and NA invoice. The next ones are the recipient paying tax on NA charge basis. On account of affecting NA supply from NA registered person should issue a what? In respect of the goods or services inwarded at the time of receipt of such goods or. So if I am a registered person and if I get any supply from an unregistered person, my dear lovable students, as a registered person, it is my responsibility to raise the NA invoice. So I am again connecting with the NA invoice, tax invoice. Are you really with me? So these are connected topics with the other chapters like registration. If I am a recipient of 9(3) or 5(3) services, then I have to take compulsory registration under section 24. If I am a composition dealer and if I am receiving 9(3) or 5(3), I have to pay tax at RCM. Hello sir. Yes, sir. That too not at the composition rate but at the fantastic to the core. Sir, if I am making any payment to an unregistered person, when I am making payment, I have to raise a voucher called as NA voucher. Payment voucher. And if the supplier is a unregistered person and recipient is a registered person, it is my responsibility to raise the NA invoice under section 31. Are you comfortable? Yes, sir. There shall be levied a tax called central goods and services tax on all. You have to answer what is intra-state supply. It is answered by section 8 of the Section 8 classified into two category, 8 subsection 1 and 8 subsection 2. 8 subsection 1 is intra-state supply of goods and 8 subsection 2 is intra-state supply of. Shall we recall 8 subsection 1? Where the location of the supplier and place of supply are in the same state or same union territory, it will be called it as intra-state supply of goods. Alright? So where the location of the and place of supply of goods are in the same state or same union territory shall be treated as the. Whereas the section 8 subsection 1 is subject to the provisions of section 10. That means first you have to apply section 10 of the Act. After applying section 10 of the, then you have to apply section 8 subsection 1 of the IGST Act. Are you all really with me? Yes, then you will get, my dear lovable students, you will know the N of supply and you will know the location of the If both are situated in same state or same union territory, you have to call it as, once it is intra-state supply, you have to fall in section 9 of the CGST Act, right? If sir, both are not in the same state, you have to fall in section 5 of the IGST Act. Comfortable? This is how you have to move in GST part. Hello sir? First find out the end of supply, place of supply. Then you have to find out the location of the supplier. Check whether two are in the same state or two different state. Hello sir? If it is in the same state, it is an intra-state supply as per section 8 of the ANM Act. Once it become an intra-state supply as per section 8 of the IGST Act, you have to fall in section 9 of the CGST Act. Comfortable? Sir, it is not matching sir. One in one state and another state, or one in one union territory or another union territory, or one in one state and another union territory. Hello sir? Then it is an intra-state supply as per section 7 of the enacted IGST Act. Then you have to fall in section 5 subsection 1(5) of the IGST Act. Shall I proceed further? But intra-state supply is saying that we are having 3 exceptions, right? If you are importing goods from outside India to India, it is not an intra-state supply, right? If you are making supply to a tourist, it is not an intra-state supply. Either supply made or supply to an SEZ unit or SEZ developer, it is not an intra-state supply. It is a, sir, 8 subsection 2 is talking to with regard to supply a reference to what? Services. Where the location of the supplier of service and place of supply of service are in the same state or same union territory shall be treated as. So I should know the place of supply of what? Services. The place of supply of services is explained in section 12 of the ANM Act. So first I have to go to section 12 of the IGST Act, then I have to come and apply the section 8 subsection 2 of the IGST Act. Then I will get the answer as intra-state supply of service or interstate supply of service, right? There we are having 3 exceptions. For goods we are having 3 exceptions, but for services we are having only. The intra-state supply of service shall not include supply of services to or by a special economic zone developer or a special economic zone unit, right? Sometimes when you are finding the location of the supplier and the place of supply, you may get the answer as territorial waters, right? That is answered by section 9, notwithstanding anything contained in the act. Hello sir? If you are getting the answer as territorial water, hello sir, then you have to take the nearest coastal point of the appropriate baseline is. So one line summary of the entire discussion is, where the location of the supplier and the place of supply are in same state or same union territory, it shall be treated as Pakka? Yes, sir, if I am having 2 registration, that will be treated as deemed distinct person. If I am having 1 registration and if I am having an establishment outside India, then also it will be treated as deemed distinct person. Comfortable? Yes, I am coming to section 5. Section 5 classified into 5 categories: 5(1), 5(2), 5(3), 5(4), 5(5). 5(1) levy and collection of, 5(2) levy of IGST on, 5(3) notified RCM, and 5(4) RCM from unregistered person. 5(5) taxability of. The same way, same structure, even 5 also classified into 3 categories. Forward charge, reverse charge and eco charge. Right? 5(1) and 5(2) are talking about NA charge. That is levy and collection of, and levy of IGST on. Shall we recall 5 subsection 1? There shall be levied a tax called integrated goods and services tax on all interstate supply of goods or services or both, except on the supply of alcoholic liquor for on the value determined under section 15 at a such rate not exceeding 40%, as may be notified by the government on the recommendation of the council, collected in such manner as may be prescribed, and shall be paid by the taxable person. Right? Now with effect from 1/1/2023, supply of dash money gaming has been notified the goods on which IGST shall be levied and collected. Are you ready with me? They said that even for online gaming, money gaming, we will be collecting the IGST. Are you really with me? 5 subsection 2, levy of IGST on any product. The integrated tax on the supply of high-speed diesel, petroleum crude, motor spirit, aviation turbine fuel, natural, shall be levied with effect from such date as may be notified by the government on the recommendation of the levy under 5 subsection 1 is subject to the provisions of. So 5(1) and 5(2) are, sir, 5(3) and 5(4) are, in that 5(3) are notified RCM and 5(4) are RCM from unregistered person. RCM from, are you all really with me? Shall we recall 5(3)? Yes sir, the government may, on the recommendation of the council, by notification, specify category of supply of goods or services or both, the tax on which shall be paid on reverse charge basis by the recipient of such goods or services or both, and all provisions of this act shall apply to such a recipient as if he is the person liable for paying the tax in relation to supply of such goods or services or both. Comfortable?
Yes, sir.
We are having a notification under, sir, 9353.
Yes, sir.
Whatever the list they have notified under 593 are mutatis applicable to.
5-3.
Comfortable?
Yes, sir.
In addition to that, under 5.3, they have added 2 more items.
Yes,
in that, the second item they have removed. I have already explained. Are you all really with me?
Yes, sir.
With regard to the first item, any service supplied by a person who are located in to a person other than non-taxable online recipient. That means supplier should be any person located in, and the recipient should be any person located in the taxable territory other than non-taxable. Are you comfortable?
Yes, sir.
With regard to the 5.4, RCM on notified what or what? The government may, on the recommendation of the council, by notification, specify a class of registered person who shall, in respect of supply of specified category of goods or services or both, received from an unregistered person, pay the tax on reverse charge basis as the recipient of such supply of goods or service or both, and all provisions of this act shall apply to such a recipient as if he is the person liable for paying the tax in relation to such supply of what or what or what. Comfortable? The whatever the notification has been listed under 9.4 are same mutatis mutandis applicable to NF4 also. Now coming to the e-commerce operators, or the government may, on the recommendation of the council, by notification specify category of the tax on dash state supply on which shall be paid by the e-commerce operator if such service are supplied through it, and all provisions of this act shall apply to such e-commerce operator as if is the supplier liable for paying the tax in relation to supply of what and all happy services which has been listed under 9.5 is mutatis mutandis applicable for N also. That means service which are notified under the N Act have also be notified under the N Act. What are the notified services? Happy services are there, right? H stands for housekeeping services. A stands for P stands for passenger transportation services, right? And the next ones are and restaurant services. Are you all really with me? Yes, sir. With regard to the definition, and we have already discussed this, if the eco is having physical presence in taxable territory, eco is liable to pay tax. Eco does not have physical presence in taxable territory, any person representing such e-commerce operator. Eco neither have physical presence, not any representative. E-commerce operator shall appoint a person in the, and such person shall be liable. Comfortable, my dear lovable students? Sir, there shall be levied a tax called integrated goods and services tax on all. A supply can be classified in 2 categories. Supply may be intra-state supply, or if it is intra-state supply, it may be intra-state supply of goods or intra-state supply of. If it is intra-state supply of goods, you have to go and check section 8 subsection 1 of the. Intra-state supply of services, you have to go and check 8 subsection 2 of the. If it is interstate supply of goods, 7 subsection 1 of the. Interstate supply of services, 7 subsection 3 of the. Are you really with me? Yes, sir. We are moving into 7 subsection 1 with reference to what? Goods, where the location of the supplier of goods and the place of supply of goods are in 2 different states, 2 different union territory, a state and a union territory shall be treated as supply of goods in the course of. That means you are supposed to find out the place of supply of goods. Yes, that means you have to first go and visit section 10 of the. Then come and visit section 7 subsection 1 of the. Sir, in section 8 subsection 1 they have said that 3 things are not intra-state supply, right? Yes, now they are including 7 subsection 2. Import of goods is a dash state supply. Import of goods deemed to be what state supply? Next one, 7 subsection 3 and 7 subsection 4 are talking about with reference to services. Yes, where the supplier of services, hello sir, where the location of the supplier of services and place of supply of services are in 2 different states, 2 different union territory, and state and the union territory shall be treated as supply of in the course of industry trade. Or in order to understand the place of supply of what, we have to go and first visit section 12 of the. Then come back to section 7 subsection 3 of the. Are you all really with me? Sir, they are clarifying that 7 subsection 4 import of services is a dash state supply. So if you are importing services, it's a interstate supply. Import of goods is also an interstate supply as per 7(2). Are you all really with me? Import of service is also an interstate supply as per section. We are having other interstate supply as per 7 subsection 5. Yeah. Supply of goods where supplier located in India and place of supply that means it's an export. Whether it is export of goods or export of services is a dash state supply. As per section 7 subsection 5. Sir, if you are supplying to or supplying from SEZ is a dash state supply. As per section 7 subsection 5. Supply of goods or service not being a dash state supply. Deemed to be an interstate supply. Any supply which are not an intrastate supply is a as per section 7 subsection 5. So one line summary is characteristics of section 7 where the location of the supplier and place of supply are in two different, one state and one union territory, then it shall be treated as. So one line summary of the entire discussion. Section 7 of the IGST Act is talking about interstate supply with reference to goods 7(1) and 7(2). 7(1) is talking about interstate supply of goods. 7(2) is a clarification section. Import of goods is a. 7(3) is interstate supply of. 7(4) import of service is a. Sir, other interstate supply 7 subsection 5 class 1 to 3 category. 7 subsection 5 clause A, 7 subsection 5 clause B, 7 subsection 5. If the supplier is situated in India and place of supply are outside India is a. Supply from or to SEZ is a. If supply is not an intra-state supply, then it has to be treated as. Are you all really with me? So action, you may either import or what? Import of goods or import of what? Import of goods is a dash state supply. As per section 7 subsection 2 of the import of service is also a. As per section 7 subsection 4 of the if you are exporting goods is a interstate supply as per section 7 subsection 5 clause A of the export of service is also a interstate supply as per section 7 subsection 5. Are you comfortable? We are having 9353 notification are there which we are classified into 5 category. Part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. Part 1 is talking about agent. Who are the agent? Girls are the agent. Goods transport agent, insurance agent, recovery agent, legal services and right. There are 3 jobs. Try to get legal services. Services provided by government or local authority to a business entity and director of a. Try to get this 3 job. Right? IMP, immovable property. Right? Service provided by government or local authority by way of renting of immovable property. Services provided by way of developmental rights, transfer or floor space index. Long-term lease of. Right? Original work relating to musical, dramatical, artistical. Original work relating to literary. Renting of motor vehicle. Service provided by a person who are situated outside India to a person who are situated. Actually, this is a dash RCM. But we are discussing along with the 93 RCM, right? And with regard to the bank, service provided by an individual direct selling. Business facilitator to a company, banking company. Are you all really with me? And the next ones are agent of business correspondent to business correspondent. Service provided by members of overseeing committee to RBI. Lending of. We are having, sir, 9(3), sir, or 5(3). Only services are goods and services are. The notified goods are sir, oils other than of citrus fruit. Yaru? Silk. Next one, yaru? Raw cotton. Then supply of lottery. Second hand used vehicle, seized vehicle, confiscated goods, old and used goods or waste and scrap. Right? Priority sector lending certificate. Right? With regard to the agent man, goods transport agent, sir, just listen to me and join along with me. Service provider may be GTA. Service recipient may be 7 specified person who are located in taxable territory. Then the 7 specified person located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on reverse charge basis. The 7 specified person are factory society, cooperative society, any registered person, any body corporate, any partnership firm, whether registered or not, casual taxable person and located in taxable territory. Right? But under the 9(3) or 5(3), the government is giving an option to the GTA that if you want, you can travel through the forward charge mechanism if required. For that you have to take the registration and you have to issue a tax invoice, right? Then that is what exception to the GTA they are talking about. Then we are having exemption under section 11, right? But if the 7 specified person include a registered person, if they have taken registration only for the purpose of deducting TDS under section 11, hello sir, under section 51, sir, then section 11 is saying that for you the reverse charge mechanism will not be, it is fully exempted. Are you all really with me? And if the service provider GTA and service recipient is these guys, other than these guys are exempt from GST. The other than these guys are factory, society, cooperative society, body corporate, partnership firm, a casual taxable person. Sir, a registered casual taxable person. Are you really with me? And we are having an explanation under the GTA service that the person who are paying the freight is the person liable to pay GST or the service recipient, as the case may be. Are you all really with me? Sir, we are having two types of GTA. Either the GTA may be 5% GTA or 12% GTA. 12% GTA means they have adopted the FCM. That means always forward charge mechanism will be applicable. Reverse charge mechanism will not be applicable. If it is a 5% GTA, you have to check whether the recipient is a 7 specified person or other than 7 specified person. 7 specified person RCM will be applicable. Other than 7 specified person, it is. Are you all really with me? With regard to insurance agent, service providers, insurance agent, the service recipient is any person carrying on insurance business located in taxable territory. Then any person carrying on insurance business located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on NHRG basis. If the service provider is a recovery agent and the service recipient is banking company or financial institution or what FC, NBFC located in taxable territory, then the banking company, financial institution or NBFC located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on NHRG basis. If the service provider is arbitral tribunal and the service recipient is a business entity located in taxable territory, then the business entity located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on a. Then, sir, security services. If the security services service provider should be any person other than what corporate, and service recipient is any registered person located in the taxable territory, then the person liable to pay GST is the registered person located in the taxable territory. Are you all really with me? With regard to sponsorship services, man, if the service provider is any person and the service recipient is any corporate and partnership firm located in taxable territory, then any body corporate or partnership firm located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on. Sir, if the service provider is an individual advocate or group of advocate including a senior advocate and the service recipient is a business entity located in taxable territory, the business entity located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on RCM basis. Are you all really with me? If the service provider is central government, state government, local authority or, sir, union territory and the service recipient is a business entity located in taxable territory, the business entity located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on reverse charge basis. But this RCM will not be applicable for two things. Number one, renting of immovable property and specified services. Specified services classified into three categories. Services provided by Department of Post and Ministry of Railway, and service in relation to aircraft or vessel either inside or outside the presence of the port, and transportation of what and what. If the service provider is director of a company or body corporate and the service recipient is a company or body corporate located in taxable territory, the company or the body corporate located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on. But if the director is providing any other service other than directorship services, then RCM will not be applicable, then FCM will be applicable. Are you able to recall? Service with regard to immovable property, man. If the service provider is government or local authority and the service recipient is any registered person, then any registered person located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on RCM, right? And the service is provided by renting of residential dwelling by any person to a registered person. The registered person who are situated in the taxable territory is the person liable to pay. And service provider is any person and they are providing service to a promoter by way of developmental rights, then the promoter is the person liable to pay GST on. Sir, and any person is providing services by way of long-term lease of land more than 30 years to a promoter. Promoter is the person who are liable to pay GST on a. With regard to the music composer or photographer or artist or the like relating to original dramatic music, the service recipient is a music company or producer or the like located in any territory. The music company or the producer or the like located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on a. With regard to the author is writing books or author relating to literary works, the publisher who are located in the taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on a. But they have given a option, my dear lovable students. Before start of the financial year, he has to go and beg before the jurisdictional CGST or SGST officer that I want to travel through the forward charge mechanism instead of forward charge mechanism, and he has to raise the invoice, tax invoice, and he has to give a satyam that I will not withdraw that till the end of the financial year. Are you all really with me? And whatever invoices he is raising, in that invoice he has to mention that I have adopted to travel through forward charge mechanism instead of. With regard to renting of immovable property, very important part, man. Renting, person liable to pay GST. You have to check whether the renting of immovable property is a person who are 5% or 12%. If 12% is always forward charge mechanism, there is no question of. If it is 5%, you have to check whether the supplier is a body corporate or other than body corporate. If supplier is a body corporate, there is no RCM. If supplier is other than body corporate, you have to check the status of the recipient. If the recipient is a body corporate or other than body corporate, the recipient is a corporate, body corporate, then RCM will be applicable. Otherwise, FCM will be applicable. Are you all really with me? Yes, sir. Then with regard to the service provider, already we have talked to this. Hello, sir. With regard to the RCM, this is an RCM which has been covered under 5.3. Hello, sir. Earlier there were 2 items were there. In that, the second item has been removed from the act. Are you all really with me? Now, if an individual direct selling agent is providing services to a banking company or NBFC located in a territory, the banking company or NBFC located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on? Okay, man. Is a service provided by a business facilitator to a banking company? The banking company located in taxable territory is the person who are liable to pay GST on? Sir, agent of business correspondent to a business correspondent located in taxable territory, business correspondent located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay GST on? Members of overseeing committee constituted by RBI to an RBI, the RBI is the person who are liable to pay GST on? If a lender has provided service to a borrower, the borrower who are situated in taxable territory is the person who are liable to pay GST on? Are you all really with me? With this we can say that we are through with the chapter that is charge of GST, section 9 and section 5 of the CGST Act and IGST Act, section 7 and section 8 of the IGST Act. Are you all really with me? Yes, notification under 93/53, notification under 94/454, notification under 55/95 comes to an I am comfortable, sir, from your heart. Anybody is there? Where is a